Morning, guys. We are headed back to the Louvre. Go look at some more artwork. And yeah, it's a nice quiet morning. If you plan on going to the Louvre more than twice, you should consider becoming a member. There's a special entrance to get in, and it's super fast and easy. And then you can literally walk in at any point of the day to check it out. So we're headed to Sully because we haven't been that way yet. But I'm just going to do a pan. This is what it looks like to get in before everybody else as the crowds come in. All right. Here we go. Against the medieval Louvre. So here's the pillar that was supporting the drawbridge. These are the original walls to the castle.
Yeah, it's actually so hot here right now.
It's very hot. So we're actually should be swimming down here because we're in the moat around the castle. So on the floor, there's some steps. How crazy is that? So apparently, King Charles redesigned the inner structure so that he would have toilets in the castle. That was the poop chute. Yay!
I'm so glad I saw that part of this movie. It really warms my heart.
It does.
Yeah.
Indoor plumbing. Alright guys, we're gonna do a quick walking tour of the whole gardens, the Tuileries and everything. Here we are at the Louvre. From once a little castle to a grand palace for the king.
You know what's in my head right now?
What?
Hunter x Hunter. The Hunter is
Oh no. So As we wandered around the Louvre, we noticed that there were several rooms that had these most incredible ceilings, all hand painted works of art with spectacular frames. It was quite amazing to see. Okay, my favorite part about this room is the squiggles. Squiggles! We now found ourselves in the ancient Egyptian section, and they had a massive collection. This area was very crowded in the museum, so it was hard to take pictures or even look at any of the artworks and artifacts. So I just came to McDonald's. Just so we know, they have all sorts of fun stuff here. We listen and we don't judge. Had to. We totally went to McDonald's to go get lunch.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't ever eat McDonald's at home, but the chicken nuggets taste the same. They're fine. We got McFlurries, which is just basically the vanilla ice cream with...
People know what a McFlurry is.
I know, but they're not like America's
It's also
McFlurries.
my first McFlurry ever.
Yep.
In Paris.
And then the French fries are like actual potato wedges with cheese and bacon. You can get it plain. And we also got a McPop, which is a cake pop.
For real?
Yeah. And so anyways, the reason we did this is because we don't have time to sit down at a cafe to eat, because we've got a quick timeline before we need to be on the other side of town for our river cruise. So on that note, enjoy. We're in the park. Look at this tree. How fun. So we're over at the Canal Saint Martin. And I'll show you. There's a bunch of locks here. It's really cool. So we're gonna go find our boat. Alright, so there's lots of graffiti and artwork.
I love it. It's so cool.
It is cool. hop on that boat. All right. Let's go on our boat. It's decorated for Christmas. We're journaling. There's a view safari. We haven't even left yet.
Both worlds cruise because we're going to pass through two worlds today. The first one is the Canal and the second one is the River Seine, which is much bigger and more impressive. And started. I think I'm going to sit down because just ruining the view. So voilà. And ces deux ponts tournants ont 145 ans, de 1880 à 2025, ça fait 145 ans, et ils fonctionnent toujours. So about those swinging bridges, d'où l'expression pendaison de crémaillère. Bref, on revient aux écluses. Chacune de ces crémaillères est reliée à une ouverture qui est située sur la porte, mais qui est située en bas de la porte, qu'on appelle une voûte. The lock would be a bathtub, you got it. So that's how we're going down, slowly going down. Today we are going to go down and only down because the River Seine has a lower level. On the canal. This one is actually the last one, the fourth one. And they also do the swinging bridges I mentioned a few minutes ago. There are computers inside, they have computers and they have also a dozen of screens. And outside they have cameras. For example, there are a few cameras on the Great Ball in front of you on the left side. Cameras on the Great Ball behind us, cameras all along the tunnel, cameras all along the canal. Actually, there are cameras everywhere, about 200 cameras in the chamber, if the gates don't hit the boat or something. And one thing I can tell you is that the lockkeepers see us very well on their screens, especially if you are smoking a cigarette at the back of the boat. That's the best point of view they can have on you, so if you want to avoid. On va dans le quartier sur notre droite présentement et qui s'étendait jusqu'à l'actuel hôtel de ville. This lock is called Temple Lock. Temple Lock owed its name to the old Templar Knights domain that was located in this neighborhood on our right side, and that was extended to the current city hall. That doesn't exist anymore today, of course, but it was there. Alors, j'en profite pour prendre un petit peu d'avance sur ce qui se passe devant nous. Vous avez l'entrée de la voûte. Et cette voûte est plutôt longue puisqu'elle fait au total 1852 mètres, qui équivaut à 1000 marins. La voûte est divisée en 3 parties différentes. Aujourd'hui, on commencera par la partie la plus récente, que j'appellerai troisième partie, et on finira par la partie la plus ancienne, que j'appellerai première partie. Alors vous pouvez compter environ un quart d'heure pour traverser la voûte, pour nous avec notre bateau, mais sachez qu'on a maximum 18 minutes selon les lois de la navigation en vigueur à Paris, et je reviendrai bientôt sur cette histoire de 18 minutes. So, in front of you you can see that there's a canal tunnel, which is quite high. I'll tell you very soon why 18 minutes. Si j'oublie de vous dire pourquoi 18 minutes, dites-le moi s'il vous plaît, puisque je lis. Donc n'hésitez pas à me dire, vraiment. Je vais essayer de m'en souvenir, mais n'hésitez pas à me dire. Mais peut-être que j'ai le temps ici, écoutez, je vais le faire maintenant, comme ça c'est vite. Je le fais plus tard. Pourquoi 18? C'était un long débat en fait, c'était un long sujet. Parce que je disais ça pendant les croisières, 10 minutes, et les gens disaient mais pourquoi? Et j'étais là, je sais pas, parce que c'était écrit sur le panneau. Donc du coup on a essayé de chercher une solution, et du coup notre théorie c'est que la vitesse de 10 minutes, ça nous donne une vitesse d'environ 6,2 km/h. Voilà. Pourquoi ne pas voir écrit 6 km/h directement sur le panneau? Et bien parce que quand on rentre dans le tunnel, dans la route au maximum, on sait qu'on est à la bonne vitesse maximale. Si on prend 19 minutes, il ne va rien se passer, hein, ne vous inquiétez pas, tout va bien. C'est juste, voilà, on a besoin de ce repère-là, entre lesquels les éclusiers nous voient, ils savent qu'on fait, on lève, etc. Why 18 minutes? Actually, that's a big question, because I used to say 18 minutes for my cruises, and people ask why, and I was like, I don't know, because it's written on the side, I guess. So I tried to find a solution, and I think I have an explanation. speed in France according to navigation rules on the canals, like the maximum speed is 6 kilometers per hour. We cannot go over that speed, 6 kilometers per hour. So if we take the length of the tunnel and the time 18 minutes, we would have a speed of 6.12 something kilometers per hour. So I think that's the explanation of why kilometers per hour on the sign rather than 18 minutes. It would have been easier, I guess. The thing is that when you enter the tunnel, you might lose the GPS signal and you cannot know your speed anymore. So that's why they gave that time, because the sign is just like it's on the right side. Or a bit further, right. Alors, on est dans la partie la plus récente, la troisième, c'est-à-dire les panneaux dont je parle, vous voyez sur la droite juste ici. They are the signs I'm talking about on the right side. So this is the third part, okay? It is called Temple Tunnel. It was built in 1908, and this is the widest part, 25 meters. So it's the easiest part to say because we have a lot of room and two boats can fit next to each other on the part. But this is how we did it at Tower when we had that was made of concrete. And now we are changing. You see that the tunnel is different. It's made of stones now, and it's a bit narrower. We've just entered the second part. Pas vraiment jusqu'au bout. On passe quand même sur la place de la Bastille à la fin. Donc on va longer le boulevard Charlemagne jusqu'à la fin qui est la place de la Bastille. Richard Lenoir Tunnel owes its name to Richard Lenoir Boulevard, which is located right over our head, like all the way down. This is Richard Lenoir Boulevard, and we'll be navigating on the partie qu'on a passée parce que celle-ci elle est de 1860 et 1862. Et là, je dois mentionner le baron Haussmann qui était préfet de Seine à l'époque. Alors celle-ci, il faut vraiment le considérer comme tel au bout du de l'époque. C'est la plus longue partie d'ailleurs. So this second part, by the way, is the longest part. The longest part est, ne vous inquiétez pas, elle est réparée et elle est visitable aujourd'hui si vous le souhaitez. Les samedis et dimanches, si vous voulez les rêves dans je vais sur un papier, et vous pouvez visiter la crypte. Et donc dans cette crypte reposent des corps victimes des révolutions de 1830 et de 1848. Ça représente environ plus de 700 corps. Et il y aurait aussi dans ces cryptes considérables pour ça reste un mystère et ne sera peut-être plus jamais. Deux momies que Napoléon aurait rapporté de ses campagnes égyptiennes. Pour en être sûr, il faudrait ouvrir les bureaux, ce qui est, je pense, une mauvaise idée. Vous devez les découvrir en fait. So the two openings are to show you the same lead to a crypt which is located underneath the colonnade, and they would be in this crypt. We don't know, that's a mystery, but maybe there would be two mummies that Napoleon brought back from Egypt. But to be sure about that, we have to open the tombs, which is we have to shake it up, like the sounds, which is one thing, which is a bad idea. They deserve to rest in peace, I guess. On passe sous la ligne 1 du métro parisien. Attention la tête pour les gens qui sont là-haut. Watch your head. People on your fenêtre, watch your heads, please. So this is line 1 of the Paris metro over hours. Donc si on vous retournez, vous verrez les gens qui prennent le métro. If you turn around, you can see people on the platform waiting for the metro. Alors la ligne 1 du métro parisien, c'est la première ligne qui a été construite à Paris par l'ingénieur Fulgence Bienvenu à l'occasion de l'exposition universelle de 1900. La ligne a été inaugurée le 19 juillet 1900, sauf que les inaugurations se sont tenues en avril, donc ils avaient 3 mois de retard, mais au moins ça a donné le métro. Line 1, Bastille Metro Station more precisely, was the first line that was built in Paris by the engineer Fulgence Bienvenu, and it was constructed for the 1900 World Fair. The line was inaugurated on the 19th of July 1900. The thing is that all the inaugurations took place in April, so they were 3 months late. I mean, such a great invention, so we're not going to blame them for this. Alors derrière nous, je ne sais pas si vous verrez, vous aurez la colonne de Juillet qui se trouve au centre de la place de la Bastille, et donc on est passé sous cette colonne. Alors si vous êtes dehors, il faudra plutôt regarder sur les côtés, et à l'intérieur c'est un peu dur de la voir, mais voilà, la colonne de Juillet qui fait 50 mètres de haut. And I would say that about 95, maybe more, 95% of them are called houseboats, which means that the owners live on their boats all year long. That's the houses, basically. And here you have this building on the left side, the beige building here. This is the Harbour Master office, and the lockkeepers that work in that building. Maybe 2.5 meters or something. Il y a quelque chose que j'ai pas dit et qui me semble primordial, parce qu'on va rendre à César ce qui appartient à César. La plupart des gens pensent souvent que c'est Léonard de Vinci qui a inventé des écluses. That's quite old system. But it is true that a few centuries later, Da Vinci worked on that system of locks and he improved it. And one of the main things he improved was the gates. If you look at the gates in front of you, for example, you can see that they're not completely straight. Like, they're a bit inclined at the center. And if you look at them from up, it wouldn't be a line like any other types of gates. It would form an angle. The gates are angled. This is very important if you want the gates to resist. When the chamber is filled up with water, it's a lot of water pressure. Alors sa reconstruction dans la mécose équivalente du premier maire de Paris, même si à l'époque on n'appelait pas ça un maire, mais un prévôt des marchands. This is on the right side, the city hall of Paris. And it was built in the 14th century. Oui, je voulais dire, attention aux projections d'autres devant, on peut aller vite et vous pouvez le faire avec la poussée. For passengers that are seated on like the very front row on the front deck, you can get splashed, so I just wanted to warn you, but I think you already noticed. Sorry. La conciergerie sur votre gauche, conciergerie building on the left side. Une résidence royale du 9e au 14e siècle, puis transformée en prison d'État, pont en pierre plutôt qu'en bois. Pont qui, pour la première fois, n'avait rien dans son sommet, ni bâtiment, ni boutique, ni logement, ni rien. Troisièmement, premier pont à balcon pour profiter de cette jolie vue de Paris que les Parisiens avaient pour la première fois. Et quatrièmement, premier pont avec des trottoirs, les tout premiers trottoirs parisiens n'ayant jamais ça qu'on l'appelle le pont neuf et qu'on l'a appelé le pont neuf jusqu'à aujourd'hui. New bridge was constructed from the end of the 16th century to the beginning of the 17th century. Bref, revenons au Louvre de façon plus sérieuse.
This is the back of the Louvre,
C'est 14
and that's where
km de
the
galeries,
heist
35
was.
000 œuvres en exposition.
So you only have 7 minutes to get
Le
in.
musée en possède à peu près 400. Il y a environ 30 000 personnes qui viennent tous les jours voir la Joconde. Et si un jour vous allez au Louvre pour la première fois, ne soyez pas déçus. But the White House is white and also 7 times bigger than that one. Ils vont beaucoup plus vite que nous parce qu'eux ils font un tour d'1 heure donc ça bombarde. Nous on est plus tranquille. Alors le pont de la Concorde tout droit qui mène à 900. This is one of the most beautiful bridges in front of you. It's called Alexander III Bridge. Et au centre, vous avez 2 statues de 2 nymphes. Elles représentent le Neva, un fleuve russe, et le blason doré de la ville de Saint-Pétersbourg au centre avec l'aigle à 2 têtes. At the center of the bridge, you can see 2 statues of 2 nymphs. They represent the Neva River here, and there's also the gilded coat of the city of Saint Petersburg in Russia with the eagle with 2 heads. Et de l'autre côté, vous aurez la même chose, version française. Vous aurez 2 statues qui représentent la Seine et le blason doré de la ville de Paris. And on the other side of the bridge, you're going to see the same thing, but French version. So 2 statues that represent the Seine, River Seine, and also the gilded coat of the city of Paris, the big boat. Donc ce pont commémore l'amitié franco-russe et c'est l'un des seuls ponts de Paris qui traverse la Seine en une seule arche. American Church. This was the very first American church that was built in another country than in the United States. It's just called the American Church. It was in 1931. Boats. That's a weird name. I'll tell you on the way back why this name. Pour mesurer le niveau de la Seine en période de crue. Par exemple, in 1910 the Seine was up to his neck, and in 2016 it was up to his knees. Maybe his thighs actually a bit higher. Bon, je pense qu'il est l'heure de parler de ça, ce que vous avez sur votre gauche. Première antenne, et enfin avec la deuxième antenne qui a été installée en mars 2022, on arrive à un total de 330 mètres. Tower, because it was 300 meters high. And the tower was temporary. It was a temporary project. It had to be demolished in 1903. So, that was Gustave Eiffel's project. He wanted to build, had to be demolished in 1903, but it's still standing there. Why? It was decided to place a radio antenna on top of it that was very useful to communicate with other French cities in war periods, for example. A few benches, and then you have a nice park if you want to hang out a bit in Paris. The island is 890 meters long and 11 meters wide, and the name comes from the 40 swans that Louis XIV king brought back from Denmark, like he imported. Une autre au musée des arts et métiers, une autre à Colmar, mais du coup c'est pas Paris, c'est Colmar. Mais bon, celle-ci reste quand même la plus grande qu'on ait et elle fait 11 mètres de haut. Yes, we do have a Statue of Liberty in Paris. By the way, this is not the only one that we have. So that's the one in Orsay Museum, you remember? There's also another one in Arts and Crafts Museum in Paris, another one in Luxembourg Garden, still in Paris, another one in Colmar, but that's not Paris, that's Colmar, another city near Strasbourg.
6th, which is the Independence Day, and the second date is July the 14th, 1789, which is the French Revolution.
I don't know what just happened, but the captain just ran from his perch and ran inside. So we're just kind of floating here. It's kind of fun. I don't know if we just lost power or what.
Comme si les deux statues se regardaient à travers l'océan Atlantique. The painter, and he designed the statue, and he even said that he took his mother's face as a model to build it. And the second creator was Gustave Eiffel. He made a steel structure. And the statue in New York faces Europe, a bit like as if both statues were looking at each other across the ocean. Alors on revient vers la tour Eiffel. You take the list, and I will answer the down. The second option is you take the stairs to the second floor, and then you take the lift to it. Of course, the lift to it is more expensive. I would agree. Alors, la tour Eiffel est repeinte et rénovée. Settled down and they founded the city that was called Lutetia, in English, Lutèce in French. The name changed, now it's Paris, but the name Paris comes from the tribes who founded Lutetia, the Parises. They were named the Parises, and then we got the name Paris because Lutetia.
We are ending our boat tour, and we've got to go up and up and up and up. We're going up and up and up and up and up and up. I just climbed a mountain.
I'm joking.
Check it out though.
Check it out.
Check it out now. Ew. So that was our boat that we were on. It was cool. Okay, now we are headed home. And yeah. Getting late and it's very cold. We're not expecting it to be this cold. And yeah, we're going across the bridge.
I swear to you, if someone coughs in my face like little kids.
Somebody just coughed in her face as we were walking. She's so disgusted right now. Ugh, we need to sanitize quick.
I just drown myself for a burger time.
And sanitizer. We're in the inner courtyard of the Louvre, and yeah, it's pretty cool. The tower that we're seeing the bottom of was in that quadrant. Check out our Pringles, generic Pringles. How the heck do you open this? How fun is this? Okay, we're gonna pop it like it's hot. Okay, we're gonna watch you struggle. Watch you nay. Come on, you got this. Oh, that was way too easy to pop it open. Boop. Now, does the lid fit back on there?
No, because I think I ripped it.
All right, voila. No plastic needed.